Man, we're going live.
All
What
right.
is up, everybody? We are live with the Privy Deal Finding Friday call. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Henry?
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Happy Friday, Deal Finding Friday. Oh, with Privy, my favorite. Man, I'm excited.
That's
I
right.
don't know if you guys can tell. Maybe it's these jelly beans getting me hopped up on sugar. I don't know, man.
Yo, Henry, are you as excited as Nathan right now, bro?
Yes, I am. I'm very excited for the call today.
Dude, you sound excited, Henry. I know. I can tell in that tone, brother. Well, guys, if this is your first time hopping on the Deal Finding Friday, what we do is we show you how to use Privy. We don't talk theory. We don't talk hypotheticals. We actually dive in because it is more important for me to show you how to use Privy than like how to navigate the software, like just to navigate. Let's actually make some calls. Because what I found, Nathan, as I've done a lot of, coaching and working with students is, they want to make sure everything is perfect, right? Or a lot of them want to make sure everything's perfect before they take action. And you can never have everything perfect. And if I sound a little stuffy, I don't know if I got spring's coming. I don't know if I got some allergies. I don't know what's going on. I haven't slept a lot. We were just at a mastermind event in Florida. Thankfully, I got home last night at 2 a.m. I'm back. I'm ready to rock. So if everyone's that's watching this, please comment where you're coming from. This call is for you. This call is not for me and Nate to chat with Henry. Henry, we love you, man. We love you, Nate, but we're here for the people. That's why we do this. So if you're watching this live, give us a shout out where you're watching this from. You can ask questions, but again, we are here to deliver, to show you how to use Privy to take action. And, if you throw an address in there, I'll call a freaking seller right now. I'll call an agent. I'll make an offer. I'll go lower than the offer that you made to make your offer look better. That's what I'm willing to do for you. What do you think of that, Nate?
I love it, man. Come on, test us, guys. Make us put our money where our mouth is. I love it. I love making calls. And man, I couldn't agree more with guys. We love getting the tools set up, and getting the tools set up is important, right? Tools help a ton, but yeah, like just like what you said, what we see to be kind of the most common obstacle people run into is we're able to kind of follow and get the tools set up. But then when it comes to I actually have to call this person, this real estate agent, this seller, this buyer, that's when we were like, well, let me just make sure I have everything set up right.
Yep.
Right. And it's hey guys, we want to be able to kind of help you have that sense of certainty, that confidence going into every call, and knowing that you are bringing value to the table, and you know how to navigate these conversations to the best of your abilities. So yeah, hopefully we can help show that for you guys today.
I love it. And we got some people already asking questions. Again, this is what this is for. I don't go on calls and I don't do YouTube just for the heck of it. I mean, sometimes I do on my own channel. I make videos to answer questions, but this is for you guys. We're literally live right now. We're live and we're helping people out. And at the bottom, if you guys see what's scrolling across the bottom, if you like what we have to say, we do have a completely free masterclass where we dive deeper into what's called the Painless wholesaling process, where you don't have to worry about canceling contracts this way. You don't have to worry about your numbers being off. We literally show you exactly what to offer, how to do it. It's the Painless wholesale method. I'm a very big fan of Costco. If they ever sue me for rocking their logo, it will be a win for me because then I'll be recognized. I'm just kidding. But anyway, love Costco. We call it the Painless wholesaling method because what we do is painless. It's not easy. Nothing in this industry is easy, but it is less painful than the other way. Mm. And I'm actually going to show you today, guys, how to use Privy to find a buyer the painful way, okay? Because although I like to do business the painless way, with already having a buyer in place, that's not always how it works, especially with me getting deals all over the country. This is a deal that I'm going to have to try and find a buyer. Again, the painful way, the opposite way that what I usually teach. But, having both strategies is important, but Privy can help you find deals, find buyers, and we're going to dive into that in a little bit.
And that's where Privy comes in so well, is kind of one of the parts with the Painless method. And just kind of one small piece of it is you get, we teach you the painless way, but one of the acquisition parts to our method is you get a lot of people that bring you deals because they've been doing things the painful way. And the nice thing for you is like, hey, these are deals that like they're under contract, they're ready to go today. But you've kind of got to, you know, fix their mistakes and kind of fill in that gap and help find them a buyer.
That's right.
The best part for you is you get paid for that. And you didn't have to talk with that seller. You didn't have to negotiate that contract. You didn't have to spend that money on marketing. That's only a small piece of the painless method. But when we're helping those other people out and making money for doing that, right? Privy's one of, I mean, honestly, for me personally, it's like the only tool I use. It's so good.
100%. And yeah, Nate, you hit the nail on the head, brother. So let's give some shout outs to some people that are coming in here saying some stuff. So we got JD, Vegas, Jason. What up? What up, brother? OTK Property Investments, LLC, St. Louis. Good. Benson Rocks out in St. Louis. That's sick. Marlon Mitchell in the NYC. What up? We got, hey, Nathan, is it good to have a buyer's agent on your side to submit offers? A lot of people use buyer's agents to submit offers on their side using Privy. I know Benson does, but for me, I like to call and say, hey, I'm unrepresented. Will you be willing to represent me? And you can take both sides of the commission. I believe that this helps them, the agent that's listing the property, get a an extra incentive to push your deal. Okay. And a lot of states don't allow dual agency. So it is effective. That's why they've outlawed it in a couple places, because agents will be like, yeah, let's freaking go with this offer. I'm going to get paid 6% versus 3%. You got something to say to that, Nate?
Yeah, you know, and it's one of those things to where, yeah, I'd say it's like 50-50 depending on who you talk to. Some people, they're like, yeah, 100%. Like you want to have a buyer's agent on your side. And then like, you know, the other half is like, oh no, go direct to the agent. Personally, and I see both sides. It's really just a pros and cons and what's the best fit for you for that specifically. Just kind of like what you said, Nate. Yeah, I love being able to call that agent and say, hey, I'm unrepresented. You know, if we're able to work something out, you could get both sides, right? So one, that allows me to give them a big motivation to why they want me to be successful. Two, this is honestly even more important for me personally. The part that I really like is I like talking directly to that agent because I'm typically able to get a lot more information. And that's getting all that extra information from talking directly with the seller's agent. That's what allows me to kind of make the offer, the best possible offer that gets, you know, my deal accepted, or you know, gets my offer accepted. But yeah, that's just kind of how I do things, how we do things. But both are great.
Solid question. I love the question. I think it's a great, solid question. So let's keep going. We got Awesomeness from MT. Larry, the Bumpin' Lion Parsons. What's up, Nathan, my brother? Larry, shout out to you, bro. I've been seeing a lot of your stuff, man. Way to take action. Way to put yourself out there. Keep yourself. Anybody that doesn't know Larry the Lion, he's a baller. Check him out. Check out his YouTube. Check out his Facebook. Follow him. Larry, I got your back. So, yeah, Larry's taking action. So, and I love to see people are taking action. If you're taking action, I will do whatever I can to help you succeed because I love it. I love to see people that, you know, Larry's doing this thing, but, you know, even if you're taking action and it's not working out and you need some help, we're here on these calls to kind of give you as much help as we can on this small, you know, 30 minute to an hour call. But that's why we're here. So way to go, Larry. You're the man. Keep it going, bro. You guys are dope. Facebook users. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know who you are, but thanks. Which states don't allow dual agency? So JD, I love it. I would say you could ask chatbot GPT because 100%. I don't know at the top of my head. I know Texas doesn't allow it. I just know Texas is the one that mainly gives me the problems. I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head, but I could find that answer for you like real quick.
Yeah, what I would do is and guys, like you don't need to know everything to be able to do this business and make money, which is what we love, right? Because we definitely don't know everything. But I would literally copy your comment, paste it into Google, and see what Google said. That's why I was just talking to somebody yesterday. They were asking, oh, like what states are attorney states? And I was like, great question. I know a few of them, but I don't know all of them. Then I copy and paste it, and then boom, Google gave me an answer right there with all of them. The only thing I say is Google's great for kind of giving you that general idea, but just especially when it comes to legal stuff, just make sure you confirm. right? When you're talking with that agent in your market, just be like, hey, I'm pretty sure dual agencies are allowed here. I just want to make sure like that's not a problem, right? And I would just confirm that in your local market wherever you're working. Hope that helps.
Yeah. All right. So then we got Marlon saying Marlon Mitchell saying agent outreach works more for me. I agree. But I know if you're strapped for time and you don't have time to call these agents, you can just put on filters and have an agent call on your behalf. Maybe you find someone that's super motivated. Let's get it. First time here, excited to learn, and hopefully JV in the future. Ketsa,
Awesome.
Holmes, exactly. We love JVing. JVing is one of my favorite ways to do deals because you help someone, you serve someone, and it doesn't cost you any money. You didn't even have to talk to the seller. You just bring the buyer. And if you can master relationships with buyers, you don't even need to do acquisitions with a seller. You can just bring buyers, and get deals done that way. Jesus is asking, does Privy show expired listings or direct to seller? And it's available for Pittsburgh, PA. Great question. I know Privy does have lists that you can pull for off-market leads that are direct to seller. So yes, the answer for your question is yes. Expired listings, and specifically Pittsburgh, not 100% sure, but it does have data that you can do off-market. It is not just an on-market thing. That's what I like to use it for, but it's not only that.
Yeah, I on their website, there's a tab to where they list everywhere where they have direct MLS access. And we actually got to spend some time. We were at a mastermind earlier this week, and we actually got to spend time and hang out with the man, the one and only Benson himself, the founder of Privy.
The man, the myth, the legend, bro.
Yeah, and what was great was I got to ask him, some questions, and because we love using Privy, and there were some things I got to ask him, face to face. One of those being, I'm like, hey, look, like I know sometimes I talk about, you guys are always looking to kind of expand, where you have MLS access. Like, is that just kind of like a long thing now? Is that like you guys are actively expanding it and that's a continuous thing? He's like, dude, he was like, we're always adding new places. Like, he's like, it's just getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, really? Is there like long windows? He's like, we added all of Boston last week. I'm like, okay, like, wow. That's like, yeah. So like, look at the list of all the places where they have direct MLS access. It's listed on their website. And if they don't have access right now, one, keep checking in because they're always growing it. And two, I always tell people, and this applied to me, check, ask the question, am I in a market that I should be in, right? Is the market that I'm in for wholesaling and flipping real estate, is this a good market? Because if Privy doesn't have access there, that's the first question I'm going to ask myself is, maybe this isn't the right market.
Yeah, let me tell you an experience that one of my someone from the club just had. So they were in DFW, one of the largest cities where investments are going on, right? But highly competitive. You would say highly competitive just because there's a lot of investors there, right? You can still get deals. And they decided to go to Ohio. As soon as they went to Ohio, they started getting way more deals under contract. Now I need to talk to them, but that's obvious, right? There's more crap in Ohio. There's more. It's Midwest versus the South or the West, like Salt Lake. You're going to get less deals, but they're going to be bigger and they're going to sell way faster. In Ohio, you're going to get a lot of stuff like Cleveland, Dayton, any of these areas. You're going to get more of that crap, but is it going to move as fast? And that's why knowing your buyers and their criteria and moving that stuff fast is the way to work in those areas that are like that. Because if you just are focused on getting contracts, well, I can go to Ohio right now and probably get a house under contract. Does that mean I'll be able to sell it? No. And that's what the Painless method is. It's knowing your market, knowing how to navigate with buyers before you just lock up something. So anyway, I think I'm saying that because Nathan, you were talking about, knowing if you're in the right market. So just because you can go to a market and get a ton of contracts unfortunately do not translate to money, because if they did in closings, I'd be a billionaire.
I know, right? And that's what I love about Privy is Privy it's the only source where the only tool that allowed me to see, okay, people talk about like, when picking a market, population, median price, all these things you can take in consideration. But privy, like as a fix and flipper or a wholesale specifically, especially if any of you guys are looking to wholesale deals, privy is able to show you on like for the entire US where's the most activity, right? And as a wholesaler, you want to be where the activity is, right? Because the buyers, the cash buyers, the fix and flippers, that's the client that we're serving. That's our end buyer. So wherever the most of those guys are, that's where we want to be, because that's where they want to do flips and they want to do properties and we want to serve them. So, because yeah, and the other thing is, dude, we both, well, like what you were just saying, that's not theory. Like that came from both of our own unique,
Yes.
painful experiences, right? Where we were in markets where I locked up over 100 deals in a single year, all over the phone. And I mean, smoking deals on paper. They met, above and beyond all the formulas, the popular formulas that you see. You want to know how many of those actually closed and got paid on? Very, very few.
Yeah, there's not a lot of activity.
Nobody was flipping houses out there. I was in all of West Michigan. Ain't a lot of people looking to fix and flip out there. Not compared to Orlando or Nashville or Dallas or so on and so forth.
All right, so let's keep going. Let's I like the questions. I kind of wanted to dive into like a specific scenario that I have, but I like kind of engaging more, Nate, for right now. So let's kind of see. What's up, Nathan and Nathan Valley? What's up, Derek? Ketsa? Yeah, Ketsa done. Love it. All right. Privy is direct to MLS in Pittsburgh. I love it, Renee. Thank you. So this is another thing that's great, guys. Like we're not sitting here on Privy and telling you that we know everything and we're like the authorities on everything. The purpose of this call is to bring us together, right? So Renee, I appreciate you saying that to Jesus. Guys, the way that we all succeed is we all help each other out, right? We're all in the game together. When I started looking at ways to serve and help others, that's when I started doing way more deals. When I first started, in the very beginning as a noob, as a beginner, I was like, everyone's my competition. I ain't going to talk to anyone. They're going to steal my deal. It took me like 3 years to realize, hey, there's an abundance of deals. This is the United States here. There's the whole state of Utah or wherever you're in. There's tons of deals to be had. So don't look at it as like, oh, I got to stick to myself. We're a community, whether you're in the privy, whether you're in the club with us, it doesn't matter. We're all here to help each other out. And by the way, we got Zishan on here. He just hopped on. Well, I hopped on a couple minutes ago. We're going to say what's up to Zishan. Zishan, what's up?
Hi, boss. What's up? Hey, Nate.
Hey.
Zishan,
Doing very well, boss.
Tell us where you're coming from. Tell Privy Nation where you're at.
Hey, I'm in Pakistan and I got connected with Nathan through the Facebook outreach, and a month or 1.5 months ago probably. And these two amazing guys were doing at that time the 30-day challenge of new market, no money, and getting deals done. And actually the deal has been done, both of them.
That's right.
And remember, I appreciate the opportunity, and I got connected. Nathan Payne told me that how long have you been in the business? I was in the business, actually. I got connected with a very new man in the business. He was a wholesaler and just trying to wholesale deals. But I got connected with him and I understood the system, along the way, that how this all works and what the virtual assistant's actual role is. Not so while ago, not so much ago, so 5-6 months totally. Now I got connected with these both amazing guys, and now I have built my own portfolio of network in the Georgia and Atlanta market, where we got a hedge fund buyer. And now I am always getting, on my emails, the deals in the buy box criteria of our buyers, and I'm analyzing the deals just a painless way. Analyzing them, and after analyzing, putting them on a calculator that I have, the Painless calculator. And after that, forwarding the very highly interesting leads to the Nathan Payne to see, and if we can acquire them.
Yeah, man.
So
it's a good
there is
process.
The very good process. I am learning it. I am at a very different point right now where I was 2 months ago. Now I feel more confident that I can do it, do deals actually being in Pakistan even. So
100%.
these are the only 2 months that I got connected with these both guys. As we go further, and I am more confident, more and more confident that my knowledge would be more refined as we do these calls, and every day we do have our KPIs, we monitor ourselves and we learn, and that's how we grow together. So I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm already thankful.
Hey,
Let's
Zishan,
get it.
let's get it, brother. Yeah, and everybody. So I brought Zishan on because I saw he was a hard worker, and I said, "Hey, how can we work together? I'm great at negotiating. I can show him the process where he can take the buy box criteria, use privy, and outreach to agents, make the offers. If we have a motivated lead, he sends it to me. I negotiate it, and eventually, Zishan is going to be able to negotiate the whole thing, right? So." But we're leveraging each other, and that's kind of how you do it. Either you do it all yourself, or you have a virtual assistant to help you get it done. What's up, Nathan?
Yo, we've got Brent in the chat here. Said he's researching in Memphis, Tennessee, and having a little trouble finding buyers. He said, any ideas? Yo, I say let's hop into Memphis, Tennessee, and kind of show how we're able to use Privy to find some buyers and maybe make some calls for them.
Well, all right, Brent, you got it, bro. Brent, tell us what part of Memphis you want. Give us a zip code in Memphis, all right? And we'll make some calls.
Yeah, and if you could maybe just throw in a few details about the house. You don't have to put in the address, but just is it a 3-bed, 2-bath? How many square feet? Just a few little details that'd be helpful too.
All right, and by the way, so let's look at a couple of these. All right, let's see. Have you tried speaking to realtors? Have you tried blah, blah, blah? Do you have privy, Brent? I love it. The people are just connecting right now. They don't even care about this call. They're just connecting. I love it. Let's see. Okay, great. These guys are just chatting it up, and I think it's amazing that they're able to do that. Connect, exchange numbers, and let's get it done, guys. So Brent, if you can, what's this? Yep, I was told it was a must-have. I'm not sure what he was referring to. Have you tried the real
Privy? What he's been told Privy is a must-have. He's like,
okay. Yeah, Brent. So give us a zip code, and let's kind of. I'll show you the process of calling an agent to see, or a buyer through Privy, and we'll use that. We'll get that done. While we're waiting for him to do that, do you have any? Is there anything else we want to cover? Zishan, do you have any questions? Anything you need help with? But while I'm pulling this up.
Yeah, so yesterday on yesterday's masterclass, I remember someone commented that he want to be very precise getting the ARV of the property. So I like that comment very much, and I would like you guys to shed some light on it if you can.
Yes. So being very precise on the ARV is important. And if you're doing this deal, if you're doing this nationwide, getting extremely precise on a market that you've never been in, I'm not going to fluff it. It's not that easy. Okay. That's why they have appraisers. They actually pay people. That's their job, to appraise properties, like to find out. And what appraisers do, I had an appraisal on my home. They just check the comps in the area. They do like, okay, what's the difference in this and this? They check the square footage. They check the rooms. They check the condition. What we do. And they're not even always correct. They're appraisers. So yeah, to get extremely precise on ARV, I actually, if I'm not familiar with the market, I call agents and I say, hey, I'm new to this area. I'm thinking about flipping this house. What do you believe the ARV of a home like this would be? If I really want to get more precise, I do not do this on homes that are wasting my time, where I'm not having like a good opportunity, because you don't want to waste all day just comping things, and just, it could be a complete waste. So you got to make sure you're not spending too much time getting an exact ARV. What I believe with ARV is the ARV really only matters to the buyer who's buying it. If the buyer thinks the ARV is $1 million and the house is really worth $500,000, he's going to pay way more than everyone else. Maybe he wants to live in it. Maybe he has a better plan of like turning it into like a home for people who like are recovering addicts. Who knows what that buyer's doing? So that's why having great relationships with your buyers is important, because you can find an ARV through using Privy. You can use it through, using the comping skills that will teach you, but it really only matters to the person who's buying it. And that's why blasting out to 1,000,000 people is difficult, because you never know what they're going to look at. They might even come in 100K lower than what you thought. So that's why working closely with buyers is so important.
Yeah, and you can kind of do the same thing when maybe we'll get the chance to call some agents. On the flip side, you can call the agents that represent buyers, that represent flippers, and you can have that same conversation with them. And then you can work with the agent, say, hey, I like to work directly with my buyers. That's not always the case. Some agents are like, they're my buyers. Like, if you got a deal, you can send it through me. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Do what you got to do. But if you're able to get connected directly with that buyer, awesome. If it's just the agent, that's cool too. But you want to try to learn as much about the buyers that they work with and their criteria, and it'll answer so many things for you. And they're a great source for selling your deals.
Exactly. So let's take a look at this really quick. So we want to answer the question again with my guy Brent. He said, "How do I find, what was it again, Nate? Let me find the
buyers."
Researching in Memphis, having trouble finding buyers. Yeah, he's having trouble finding buyers. Okay, so let's answer that question for him right now. Let's get it. All right, Brent, pay attention. We're about to answer your question live on the Privy call. Okay, so all I did is I went to Privy, I typed in the zip code, and it populated all these opportunities that are actively currently on the market. All right, and a lot of these are coming in as potential flips that I could do. So if I wanted to call on this one, if I had a buyer that I knew that was looking, that wanted to do a complete remodel, then this would be something I could call about and make an offer on. Again, I'm kind of new to the Memphis market, so I would have to go and say, okay, what is this thing? What could I resell this thing for? 385. What is the ARV? 402, 430. This Privy's kind of giving me an idea of what this could resell for, right? So then I just plug in my numbers and see if it makes sense. But you're not looking for deals, you're looking for buyers, right? So this agent potentially represents a flipper, potentially, because it's a flipped home, it's a home that needs to be flipped. But what I look for homes that look like they've been flipped or are new remodels. So I look at this one, and this one, as you can see, completely redone. Beautiful home. They did a great job. So I would go down here, and you can even see that this was in 2021 a vacant lot. So what do you think they did? They freaking built a new house, it looks like. According to this information.
And I love that guy. Like, so this is one of my favorite features that no other kind of platform has. It seems so simple, but it being able to see that before and after, it takes out all that, like, oh, should I call this? Is it maybe a flip? Now you're able to see when they bought it, when they sold it, and you're literally able to see from the pictures, right? And from us just looking at these pictures, well, I mean, the one you selected right now, if you click on one of the ones that has the house, when you're looking at the pictures, I mean, there's no question. You're like, oh, 100% somebody, flipped this property, right? A guy bought it in this condition, and now it's like this. And so kind of from there, you're like, okay, great. I want to talk to the person that did this house, did this property.
And Nate, look, it says it gives information what they bought it for, bro. That's freaking dope.
Guys, how powerful is that? Because here's the other thing. When you're talking with your buyers, right? Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, I need to be at this percentage or that percentage. How powerful is it before you even call this buyer? You know what price point he bought it at originally. And you, from the before pictures, you can see what the general condition was that he paid for it. That can be really helpful for you having a really good baseline of, okay, well, if he paid $120,000 when it needed to get fully fixed up, and my house needs to get fully fixed up, I might be able to sell it to him for about $120,000, and you might have it under contract for 90 or 100, right? So that's really, really good information to know, you know, so that you can be kind of prepared and armed with that information when you go to call the buyer.
So here what we're going to do here is we looked at this information. We found a flip. We see that this is either a flipper or a new construction, like a builder, right? So what I can do, there's two options. I can look and see who owns this property, or I can go to the agent and go directly to the agent, and instead of having to skip trace the buyer, the person that purchased the home, instead of having to do that, I can just go directly to the agent. So I think, let's see, trustee, legal. Let's see.
If you go up just a little bit,
borrower, blah, blah, blah.
If you go to public records, property history,
public records,
and then you're looking for the buyer. So you see the buyer, the WO SFR LLC.
I don't.
The one right below where it says red transaction. So it was bought in January 2021.
Jackson Sarita.
No, it was bought by WO.
Oh, that one.
So that was the buyer.
This is normally what you guys would have to do if you wanted to call directly the buyer. You would have to skip trace this LLC or search it on Google, right? And this can be pretty time consuming, but let's see if we can find it.
And if you want to do the agent, if you just want to call the agent, because I love to do that a lot too.
Right? I like to call the agent, but let's do both. Let's do both. I personally want to do the agent just because I know that they probably have connections to other buyers too. So instead of just getting one, there's multiple. And most of the time, these people here are like, just call my agent anyway, right? They're busy. So, so right here we got Cameron Ellis, seems to be the owner of this LLC. I don't think it provides a number, provides a address, so you could skip trace this if you wanted to. I mean, you guys could even get a little crazy too. You could be like, well, let me find this guy on Facebook. Let me just Facebook message him.
Can I share what I like to do?
Yeah, what's up?
I like to, and it's totally free. I like to use True People Search. If you go to truepeoplesearch.com and you just put in their name, and then I put in the city of what it says their address is, and then a lot of times I'm able to kind of get a phone number just from that.
I'm gonna try and find them on Facebook really quick. I'm curious. Salt Lake City, Memphis. All right, so let's go to True People Search. You said so. True People Search. What you said? I usually just call the agent, but let's just do it right here.
First one up top.
All right, True People Search. Put in his name, and then you said the zip code.
And then so for the address, so I would look at what the agent address is, and I would put Memphis. You could just type in Memphis, Tennessee.
Doesn't it want the exact zip code? Oh, Memphis, Tennessee. Let's actually just see what the zip code is over here. 38. Let's put this one in. All right. See, you see how this is a little bit time consuming, and I'd rather just call. Let's see. If you search the city, you must include the state too.
Just type in, cancel that out, and just type in Memphis.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
You know what you're
doing. And then select that top one. Click search. Now what we're looking for is we want to look.
20 years old, huh? This is him.
What's that?
20 years old. He's flipping brand new homes.
Yeah. And so what we would do is we would click on view details, and we're looking for, sometimes they'll have phone numbers, and boom, right there. It's you specifically want to look for wireless phone numbers.
Is this
right?
him? I think this is him
right there. And I would call that first one personally. That's what I do.
All right. Let me call it then.
You want me to call it?
You got it, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh,
I was gonna call it. You take it. You take the action, bro.
Oh, I love it. All right, let me get my phone up, guys. I'm calling a guy in Tennessee with a New York phone number.
But I don't personally think it would be him. He's 20 years old. I think it'd have to be someone else, right? Like
there are 9 records with this name. If you go back, there are totally 9 records have been searched.
Yeah, we'll try the other ones, but go ahead. Give it 901-355-0855.
And then what's the address of the house? Can you switch back to privy?
Of course.
For me.
1692.
How would you pronounce it? Euclid Ave. I don't know what to call him.
Euclid.
Bro, maybe we're about to talk to some baller just 20 years old flipping houses.
He's like, yeah, bro, Always fun.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we hear it.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail.
Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna call it one more time.
Dos veces. Yes.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey, Cameron.
Carmen?
Oh, I'm sorry, man, Carmen. I might I might have the wrong number. I was calling about a house that it looks like you flipped on Euclid Ave in Memphis.
No, I'm sorry.
I am so sorry about that. Carmen, you have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Well, at least it gets a hold of somebody.
That's right. And guys, look, like I'm so glad that actually happened because like that right there is everyone's worst fears. Like, oh, what if like you didn't I didn't even get the name right? I got the wrong name, the wrong person. Person's like, dude, I don't flip houses, right? And boom, 30 seconds. We were
Are you
on
embarrassed? Are you
phone.
embarrassed, bro? Not at all, right? It's not a big deal.
Guys. I'm just talking to people, right? Not a big deal, right? When we go about it the right way, friendly tone, man, straight money.
No one's gonna be like, "What are you calling me for, you jerk?" It's like, I have the wrong number. Relax. All right. So, guys, this is not scary at all. And by the way, if you're keeping track of your KPIs, you should be doing at least 50 calls a day, in my opinion, if you want to make this a business for yourself. At least 50. There's one. That's one call. Okay. I know it didn't, it didn't work out, but you can at least say, hey, check that off. I'm winning today. What's up, Nate?
I was just gonna say, Brent, so what I would do is that person definitely wasn't the right person. It has more people for Cameron. So what I would do is I would click on those other ones and I would call the wireless numbers. We don't need to do that right now. And if they only have landline, I'll at least give it a try. But what we can do now is if we don't have any success with this method, then Nate, brother, we get to do your ways. Let's call that agent up.
Let's call that agent, boy. All right. Let's get him. Joshua.
In the meantime, Edgar here said, I should not look for deals before looking for buyers. Correct? Edgar, you are 100% right.
In our opinion, yes. In our opinion.
In our
opinion.
It's not even an opinion. It's a fact. You should not be looking for deals before, because guys, in order for you to look for deals, that means you got to make an offer, right? And in order for you to make an offer, that means you're telling someone, you're making a commitment that you're literally signing off on, saying that you can fulfill on this. If you have no means of being able to fulfill on that, then we're just lying to people, right? So we don't want to do that. So, and guys, it doesn't take months to get buyers. You can do it in like 2-3 days. Honestly, you can do it in 1 day and get like 1 or 2 quality buyers, and then you at least have someone. You at least have someone you can go to, right? But 100% buyers come first. That's who we're serving, or else we don't even know what a deal is.
You're dang right, brother. All right. I love the conviction. I love it. All right. Let's call Joshua Moss. All right. So there you go, Nate. Not Nate. Brent. If this is taking a little bit, it's because we're answering questions as we go. But this would probably, without us talking, would probably take maybe 2 minutes to do this. So let's give him a call. 901 590. What else we got? 886 836 8636. All right, let's see if my boy Joshua answers. And did you guys all see that the person answered the second time Nathan called? That's how it usually works these days.
Mailbox belonging to 9.
All right, let's see if my guy does it
And
too.
just while you redial that number, in case you guys we went through it quick, all we did was we copied the
I'm calling again.
name of the real estate agent and the brokerage. That info's in Privy. We just copied it and pasted it into Google. And then we clicked on the guy's name and it had his phone number right there.
Just right here. Bam. Put it in here. Bam.
The mailbox belonging to.
All right. My homie did not answer. You know what? I'm bumping him 3 times. I'm calling him 3 times. I don't care. I need to talk to him.
The mailbox belonging to.
Oh, he pushed me. He said, so what would I do now? Now that he said, forget you, I'm going to text him. I'm going to text him because I know he's alive. I know he got my call. And the cool thing about having an Apple phone is you can see that he's got Apple. He's going to see I have Apple. He knows that I'm not, some kind of scammer. Hey, I'm calling about the house on Euclid. Can you give me a call back when you get a chance? Man, it's easy. Easy as 1, 2, 3. This is no problem. You're just trying to get a hold of people and ask them questions. So I'll show you what I said to him. Took me 5 seconds. Obviously, if you're doing this consistently, you can have other what's it called? Like canned messages, so you can make it quicker. But anyway, I'm just saying, hey, I'm calling about the house on Euclid. Can you give me a call back when you get a chance? Call me back, bro. I'm trying to find out. All right, so that's just one person. Let's do it really quick. All right. So if you had a spreadsheet or a CRM or something, you could put that in. You can star this and be like, okay, I called about this property. Where is it? There, you can say, okay, I starred that, I called. All right, let's see if there's another one that we can look at. Let's see if this one is so this one I wouldn't say is flipped. Nope, not flipped. This would probably be potentially an opportunity. All right, let's see. This one looks great, but that looks like kind of like a newer build or something.
Now one of the things to look for, guys, when we're looking at the pictures, one way we knew that other home was from an investor was because not only did everything look brand new and updated on the inside, but it was also empty, right? So like this house we're looking at right now, it's got, the beds, it's got, stuff on the nightstands, it's got clothes and the closets. It looks like people still live there, right? Probably not. An investor that flips the home, it's going to look empty, or it's going to look staged, meaning like there's just some furniture, but like that's it, right? And it looks really, really clean and it looks pretty much empty.
Yeah. And we don't see a picture from before and after. And someone's saying green tab means it's active. Yeah, so that is active. We are looking for active properties that have been flipped.
The reason why we're looking for active is because we want to talk to those investors that they did their flip and it's listed right now, because that means they just finished the project, and which means they're ready. They're looking to take on a new one. So these are the best buyers to be calling.
Yeah, they crushed this one, brother. Look at this. They got it for 115.
See that before and after.
In the before and after. Yeah. So the way that Benson teaches you guys to do it is he says, hey, no need to really look too deep into this. If you find a house that's similar to this, get it for 115. This buyer will buy it all day. Obvious, that's quick. That's a quick way to do it. But that's not always how it works, in my opinion, because that was 2021. Things, maybe it's, the market's changed a little bit. Maybe they want a little bit more. So you got to check. And maybe this house was completely destroyed. And the one that you're making offers on, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's decent, right? Maybe it just needs a little bit. So that's why I have to, in my opinion, you can do a quick analysis and make that offer. And if they don't accept it, I go a little bit deeper with my offer calculator, and I determine what the repairs are, because the repairs are going to change a lot of what you can offer on a property. Okay. And then I put on my numbers. But anyway, we're not here to teach that. We're here to help you find a buyer.
The other thing I like to do with that before and after price is, I've had buyers where I call them and I'm like, hey, I got this house. Here's the condition, here's the price. And they'll try to beat me up on it. Like, nah, man, dude, it's got this, and this wrong. Like, that price won't work. And I'll use their own comp against them. I'll be like, bro, the house I'm calling you on, like, you bought that for 115 and it sold for 336. Like, what do you mean this price doesn't work for you? Right? And it's kind of funny because they kind of change their tone and they're like, oh crap, like, yeah, you got a point there. right? Or the other scenario is they tell you a really important, useful piece of information that you didn't know, right? Which may be like, yeah, that's because that house didn't need electrical and plumbing work done, right? Or they're like, yeah, but that's because that house had that sat on the lot was 3 acres. Yours is half an acre, right? Or and you'll learn something. So that's another thing I love to do with that.
Let's do it. All right, I'm calling this guy. He has that flip right here.
The call has been forwarded to an
Mother bumper. All right, we're calling him. I'm calling these people 4 times. I don't care.
call has been forwarded.
All right, so his phone is probably off.
So what I do is when I'm doing this process for myself, I'll just have an Excel sheet up on the side, and I'll just copy and paste the name and their phone number and the address of the property, so that if I call them right now and I'm not able to connect with them and I shoot them a text, I have them on a list so that I can call them again later and connect with them another time, right? Because just because they don't pick up the phone right this minute doesn't mean I never want to call them again. Just like a seller, it still could be a really hot lead.
You want to keep track of this for sure. And I know you can add to specific lists here in Privy as well. So if you have, you can add a list, you can call whatever you want, and you can just say, hey, potential agents with buyers, right? So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I like the spreadsheet route as well. I'm trying to get someone on the dang phone for us, boys. All right, so let's look at this one. Let's see if this was a flip. This looks like a new build. Wow, man, they're crushing it in Memphis, dude. These are great looking homes. Let's call this agent. I know my girl Torellia Brown is going to answer. Tortellini Brown is going to answer. Let's go, Torellia. Yes, please answer. Answer your dang phone. You know what makes me upset as I'm doing this, guys, is these people are literally getting paid to answer their phones and talk to people, and they're not answering. That's why agents, no offense if you're an agent out there, but you guys suck, because people are paying you thousands of dollars to sell their house, and if you don't answer your phone, you're hello?
This is Torlia.
Torellia. Sorry, how do I say your name?
It's Torlia.
Torlia, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm calling about the house that's listed on 1866 Foster Ave. Do you have a couple minutes to chat about it?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, I'll just be up front. My name's Nathan, and I'm an investor out of Salt Lake City, but I'm moving more of my investments into Memphis. And I market a lot. I wholesale, I fix and flip, and I'm looking for potential buyers. And I noticed that you have this listing, and it looks beautiful. So I'm assuming whoever you're representing is a flipper. Is that right? Or is that, did they flip this house?
He's a builder.
Oh, he's a
He's
builder.
just a builder. Yeah.
So I was wondering if I go start marketing out in Memphis and finding deals that maybe don't fit my criteria, because I'm not a builder, but if I did find any properties or land, like, could you help me, connect me to some of your buyers, and I could pay you like a commission or a fee?
To be honest with you, there may be something I will do later on. Right now, I haven't really worked with much on the buyer side. I just usually work with that particular builder. We have a personal relationship, so.
Okay. So you don't really you don't have like a large like list or investors that you work with personally where I could
No,
connect
I don't.
you? Okay. Do you think if I brought you something for him that he would want to buy, that it would work, or is that not how your relationship works with him?
Well, he may be interested. I always can give him a go and see what we possibly can come up with.
Okay. Yeah, because I'd love that, because you know how it is. Like I send out mailers, sometimes I send out texts and calls, and I come across opportunities, but that don't work for me. But do you kind of know exactly what he's looking for? So if I find something, I know I can give you a call.
He's mostly looking for land.
Okay. Do you know what kind of, if it's in a specific zip code or county or area?
No, it doesn't matter about the zip code. He's just basically looking for land. Nothing no more than about 10 to 15,000.
Okay, so he's willing to pay about 10 to 15,000 anywhere in Memphis.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for kind of giving me that criteria. That makes it really easy for me to, give you a call and know what he wants.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time.
And
Is
what was
there?
you said? What was your name, Nathan? Is
Yes.
this your direct line?
This is my cell phone. I know it's kind of weird because it's Atlanta number. I grew up in Atlanta, but I live in Salt Lake right now. But yeah, no, Memphis. It seems like it's the market's still pretty hot there. Is it still going pretty good, or is it kind of slowed down?
That's still going pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Unfortunately, here in Utah, it's slowed down a lot.
Oh man.
It sucks. Yeah, it's because the prices are so high here. The interest rates are making it hard to buy.
Oh yeah.
Well, I am curious before I let you go. I don't want to take up all your time. Do you have any? I do buy properties with cash, and I do flip. That's what I primarily do. Do you ever come across properties that a seller doesn't want to maybe list it? They just want a quick sale, and maybe I could shoot you an offer that same day. My girl hung up on me. No, I'm gonna call her back. She probably didn't mean to. See, there you go.
Forwarded to an automatic voice
Phone died.
Her phone died.
So anyway, great conversation, right? And I was about to make that relationship and say, hey, can you send me anyone else? Let's just try one time.
Your call has been.
Yeah, her phone died.
Yeah, her phone totally died.
Okay, or maybe I'm just trash, and she's like, yeah, he ain't even worth my time. No, we're having a good conversation. So,
bro, that was crazy. That was hilarious, dude. She was definitely listening to. She was watching the stream. She's like, oh, he's talking smack about agents. I'm gonna pick up right now on him.
Yeah, that next step would definitely be, okay, find out what her buyer wants. Okay, she gave me anywhere in Memphis, 10 to 15,000 on land. So if I find anything in Memphis under that criteria in that land, she's the first one I'm calling, right? She answers her phone, and that's easy. So if I want to do the Painless method, I could literally go on all the Memphis Facebook groups. I could search Memphis. I could look at the MLS. I could look at privy and land, and I could literally go, all right, what land? Call land, get it under 10 to 15. You got yourself a deal. That's how easy this method is to understand. Now, is it easy to find that opportunity? That's where the work comes in, and that's why you have to work hard. But
it's easier than every other one. I can tell you that from your experience and my experience. I mean, guys, it compared to let me get this massive list and cold call it, or let me go spend a ton of money on mail, or let me do pay-per-click and spend a ton of money on that. There's nothing that compares to this.
100%. Zishan, you got something to say?
Yeah, so I was saying that that's where the actual works comes in, the hard work, the hardship that you're gonna do, that you're gonna actually take actions and fulfill what you want and contribute to what you want, the reality for you. And I was gonna say that the Nathan has found that way, what we like to call the painless way. He spent years and years of experience. It's refined and firm and working for us and the people who are connected with us, and it's working for them as well. So I see it that working for me right now. So I was not, so much experienced. I didn't knew anything about the real estate in the USA before I, just 4 or 6 months ago connected with the person who was wholesaling, and now I can get connected thankfully with this group of painless people.
The painless people.
Yeah.
Well, we'll kind of wrap this call up. We've got enough time, but hey, that is exactly how I find buyers. I would put her on a spreadsheet, or I'd put her in my CRM if you don't have a CRM, and I would put her criteria for something if I come across it. Now, am I going to go specifically look for land right now? No, that's not my niche. But if someone comes to me, if I'm looking on Facebook, that's what I would do. I would hit her up. Now I have a buyer. Now when I'm talking to someone that has land in Memphis, do you think I'm 1 billion% confident that I can do a deal? Yes, I'm a 100.
Yeah.
Just from one phone call, I can talk to an agent and be like, I'll pay $10,000 for it. And even though I've never bought land there, I get it under contract, and then I call her and say, hey, I know you got to make your fee. I'll give you $1,000 and let's sell it to your guy for 15. Make 4,000. You can make $4,000 off of a call, right? And if you get it less than that, now It's as simple as that. You're not going to make a home run every time, but that's not how this business is. You don't make a whale every time. You get whales occasionally, but you want
Base
to
hits, guys.
base hits, 5, 10, 15K here and there. You're good to go. I just did a $5,000 deal. I'm splitting it with one of my students that I work with. So I get $2,500. It took me barely any effort to find that seller. I just had to make a couple calls. I actually told him to make the call so he could learn. And I made $2,500. Is that amazing? To some people, $2,500 might not be a lot, but for me, I got to go get some new tires on my car. That's going to cover it. There's obviously going to cover that. So, my mortgage payment, I don't actually have a mortgage payment because I rent out I have another like a guest home, right? And they pays that. But if that's more than my mortgage payment, I'd pay my mortgage. So we don't always have to look at this, guys, as like, oh, I'm trying to be a millionaire today. It's like, no, this is giving you the skill sets that are going to get you there. So,
and it puts, let me be very clear. Like the funny thing is like our base hits are pretty much equivalent to other people's whales. Right? Because someone else will be like, oh, I just did a $30,000 deal or $40,000 deal. Okay, how much money did you have to spend to get that? And then let's subtract all those thousands and thousands of dollars, and then let's add up all of my base hits. And guys, you still get whale deals with this strategy, right? So it's like it just completely blows out of the water, and you have zero overhead, right? The only overhead we had was privy. Guys, today was a perfect example of how we can.
I got Zishan, but that's worth it because he's helping me leverage my time. So as you guys grow, yes, of course, I would say partner up with someone that can help you find the deals, and then you do the negotiation. That's what I believe that the ultimate strategy for this is you partner up with a virtual assistant or someone a leads manager that can help you, and you work together and you make the offers, whether that's a virtual assistant or it's an agent that's looking.
100%, man. Privy is one of our favorite tools for doing it. I mean, the thing that I love is, guys, like you just got to see today how we're able to find deals and sell deals all in one spot without having to spend any extra money, right? I mean, like one Privy is like, I mean, it was funny. We were kind of talking with Benson about this. We were like, dude, we're not gonna lie. We're like, you're definitely charging like too little. He's like, I know. Everybody keeps yelling at me for it. But he's like, I think it's at a price to where a lot of people can get a lot of value out of it.
Yeah, for sure. We also are following his model. If you come to our masterclass, we'll show you what we do. And a lot of people are yelling at us because we're doing a bunch of stuff that we would say we're giving away for way too little, right? But that's kind of the model, and that's what we're doing at the moment. I want to just wrap this call up and says, so should I aim for getting buyers through agents? I do that because when you call an agent, they already have that relationship. If I were to call Renee's Torelia's buyer directly, it would take me some time to develop that relationship. I could do it, but I may have to do a couple phone calls, take them out to lunch. She has that relationship. I'm open and transparent with her. We're immediately can just start working there, right? And she may have some other. She at the moment said she just works with him exclusively, but one agent might have 10 buyers that they're tight with. So if it doesn't meet his criteria, maybe it meets another one. Okay. So you open yourself up to a big network, and thank you, Renee. You come in hot, giving us the support, and it says you can go direct to buyer, of course, but realtors are good too because they have the network. You said it excellent. All right. And Renee,
there's no reason you can't do both. You can do both. That's what I like to do. I like to try to, connect directly with the buyer. But if it's a buyer that's difficult for me to connect with, or I can't, well, then I'll reach out to the agent. So I got a good mix of both.
And Renee, I hope this was helpful. I mean, this call, I was going to call specifically on a deal that I had that I'm looking to get a buyer for. But hey, this call is for you guys. This is where you learn. I learn a ton every time I do this because I learn better ways to do it. Yeah, I had a good time. You have anything you want to say, Zishan or Nathan, before we wrap up?
I know I do. Zishan, I was going to let you go first, though.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that these guys are also amazing, that we also learn from the interaction of the people, that that interacting with these calls and saying that this could be the better way, that these people are also doing business in our calls. So yeah, go ahead, Nate.
I love it.
So yeah, the one thing I want to leave you guys with is So privy is one of our favorite tools. For us, though, kind of one of the big things we believe in is a tool is only as good as you're able to use it, right? Guys, if you think about working construction, some of us, you hold a hammer and try to hammer in a nail. Guys, some of us, it's like, oh my gosh, the person's going to be there all day trying to get that one nail, right? And then you see a master at their craft who, oh my gosh, it feels like he's going to have the house built by the end of the day, right? Two totally different levels. Privy is an amazing tool, but you got to have the skill to use it to get everything out of it. And guys, we put on a free masterclass. It's going to be on Thursday evening. It's free. It's not partially free. It's totally free. Guys, you have nothing to lose. Sign up for it. And it's not a fluff masterclass, right? It's not a bunch of, like, we go into the strategy. If you come to the masterclass,
it's live too.
Show up with a pen and a pad of paper. Like, seriously. We talk, we go way more kind of in depth and talking about, the painless way and sort of the strategy that you got to see just a small piece of here in this call. So I encourage you guys, go down, click on the link below, sign up for that masterclass. Again, it's totally free. And man, love to see you guys there Thursday next week.
I love it. Sign up for the masterclass. Love to see you there. Zishan, we always love seeing you, brother. Henry, obviously Henry's in the mentorship with us. So Henry, if you need anything, you can hit me up. Brent, if you thought you learned a lot today, sign up for that masterclass. That's free. All right. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Later, guys.